So, couple things I'm learning as I start to do this stupid show from the dock. I was thinking about it, of course, as my phone is burning up with the fucking sun directly behind me, which doesn't really bode well for the future of the show. But two things. One, I don't have an opening for the show, and I spoke to Xavier about it, and hopefully he'll make one for me, and that'll be that. And two, I realized that after doing the show for 5 years, so 5 years I've been doing a stupid podcast. And I remember when I started doing it, I bought all the best equipment. I bought Sennheiser, or what the hell is it called? Um, Starts with a B. Can't remember now. Some German name. And I had a little editing board and I had all this stuff. And I thought I was going to do this awesome podcast, right? So I would link me and what's her face up and Grace, and we would do the show. And it sounded like shit. It was horrible. Never got it together. I bought mics for everyone. It was just a shit show. And here I am on my iPhone 100 yards away from my home where I have internet, and I sound better than I do when I'm sitting in the fucking office where I do the show normally. So it's kind of crazy to me that I can do this from my stupid phone and be better than I do when I'm inside. So hi everyone. I decided to do a show tonight for no good reason other than I haven't done one in a little while. And also because I was down with a lot of bit of a heinous ear infection over the weekend. So I went to urgent care, and I happen to get ear infections, and it's probably because I have these stupid things in my head constantly. And sorry, I'll be able to read in a little bit. I just can't see right now. Any case, so I went to urgent care and they gave me an antibiotic and these drops. And they told me come back for the drops on Sunday because we don't have them readily available. I said, okay. So I get a text from them saying, we need to discuss your drops with you regarding price. So I go in and I go to the woman behind the desk, full of fucking comorbidities and no mask. And I said, so what's the story with the octic solution? And she's like, well, it's a little bit on the expensive side and your insurance isn't covering it. So I'm thinking, okay, how much could it possibly be? I'm in so much pain. I'll just do it. I'm thinking $80, $90. I'll even give you 100. So I'm there like the big shot. I'm like, whatever it is, it's okay. I'll pay it. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, well, what are we talking here? And she says, she says, okay, it's going to be $492. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? She's like, yeah, $492 because your insurance isn't covering it. So, maybe there's like a lesser price one your doctor can give you or something like that. Thank you, Ida. Oh my God, thank you so much. Maybe there's something your doctor can give you that's a little bit less expensive than this. So I'm like, okay, well, obviously I'm not paying $490 for some fucking eardrops. So, P.S. I'm like, can you tell me what it is? Can you tell me like exactly what it is? And maybe I'll find a coupon for it or I'll see if I can get something cheaper. And you ready for this? So I look it up and it turns out that they prescribe the exact same thing for dogs when dogs have Bausch and Lomb and everything. It's Okay, tell me if you can hear me. Anything? I feel so bad now. Uh, it's a green typo tube. Oh my God. Okay, did you hear anything I said at all for the last 12 minutes? Anything, guys? Anything? Okay, so, um, fuck. I can't believe I just blathered for almost 15 minutes and you didn't hear shit. God, I suck. And literally, what I was saying was that it amazes me that I have such great reception out here on the fucking dock as opposed to inside, and that I've been doing a show for 5 years. And the fact that I can actually do it with a stupid iPhone and stupid i headphone thingies. Oh my God, I suck so hard. I'm so sorry. Um, yeah, I don't even know where to start. God, I have my list of things. I was going through a whole thing with you guys. Okay, well, thanks for sticking with me, and I'm glad it's working now. I think it's because I had the whole thing covered because the sun is kind of beating down on me right now, and it's really hot, and I'm getting cranky. So you didn't hear my story about my ear medicine? Okay, I'm going to tell you really, 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 really quickly. So the reason we haven't been on is because I had a really, really bad ear infection. And so I wanted to go into urgent care this weekend, and they gave me antibiotics and this eardrop stuff. So I go to CVS to pick it up because they send me a text saying your medicine is ready, but one of them has a price issue. I'm like, okay, how bad could it be? So I go in and they have the antibiotic for me. She's like, but the other one is a little bit on the pricey side. So I walk in thinking, big shot, right? I'm like, how much could it possibly be? $70, $80, $90, whatever it is. I have a shit healthcare plan. I'll pay it. It's no big deal. So I'm so sorry you guys couldn't hear me. So I say to her, I'll pay it, whatever it is. It's no big deal. And she's like, I'm not really sure you really want to do that. I'm like, well, what are we talking about? And she's like, it's $490. I'm sorry, what? How much? She's like, $490. And I'm like, no fucking way. It just literally, it's a bottle this big, not even like 2 ounces in the whole bottle. And she's like, well, if you want to step to the side for a moment, I can have, the other comorbid pharmacist assistant help you and see if we can get a better price for you. So she starts punching in like a bunch of shit and whatever. And she's like, okay, with your insurance, I can get it down to $190. And I'm like, you're out of your fucking minds. I mean, there's just no way I'm paying that much. So sure enough, I go home, I write it down, thinking, because I do it for my mother all the time. I get her like coupons for medications, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'll see if I can get a coupon for it. Turns out that this medicine, it's called aflalox, some shit. It's the exact same medicine that they use for dogs with ear infections. So I went and looked at it online, and Chewy has it for like $29.99. Fucking Chewy has the exact same medicine that I should be taking for $29.99. And they can't do better than $190, and regular retail for it is $490. How fucking insane is that? So anyway, that was my story I was trying to tell you guys. And I was also telling you about my bathing suit, which is from Morgan Etoile, which is a French bathing suit company. And when I used to, obviously, I designed swimwear for a living. And when I used to go shopping, I would always buy like the most expensive bathing suits in my size, so that once we were done with them, and usually I buy 3 of them, 2 of them would go to China, and one of them we would keep in our office. And then I would take one home. I mean, that's just the way it worked. So pretty much different than, Beth's $700 fucking bikinis, because, well, this is basically other people's money. Well, I guess for Beth, it's other people's money too, when you think about it, now that I'm thinking it through. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got. Um, you guys can hear me, right? I'm just really scared that you can't hear me and I'm blathering for a while. Yeah, I'm not taking it off, you dummies. So, the other thing I was talking about for 12 minutes without you is that Not My Bro had a great thread that he had put up about Dr. Ronnie and what a crock of shit she is. And on the website, I just threw something up there to do a book reading of The Vegetation of Robin. And Sarah Horsetooth Beth has agreed to make like 2 or 3 recipes for us so that we can actually do a little, quasi taste test and see what kind of shit she's peddling out there to the rest of us. So if you want to join in on the book reading, which is only probably going to be about maybe 90 pages, very, very large type spaced pages that have to be read. So it's not that big of a deal. Um, but the most amazing thing about it is at the very beginning, she says, well, I had this amazing array of doctors, but, they only get some of the credit for saving my life. Most of it comes from the fact that I eat well and I know that meat is murder and very fucking holier than thou. And just such a crock of shit. And so I think it'll make for a good show when we get to it. Oh my God, the sun's going down. Finally, I can actually read what you guys are saying. Monique, I'm reading 2 books right now. No. Okay, Dave, it's a really easy read. You can skim the thing and get the gist of what we're talking about, you silly boy. Hold on, I'm reading. Years ago, I once made a beet recipe from Robin's YouTube channel. It was actually good. Really? Okay, I'm shocked about that. Hold on, I'll put that up. I don't know what my limitations are doing it from the dock on my iPhone, so pardon me if I don't have this kind of pulled together as well as we should. Um, okay, so the second thing I want to talk about is Charlie Watts, rest in peace. But you know what? Seriously, as a drummer for the Stones, we looked up his net worth and it was like $250 million. And the fact that he lasted till 80 is a godsend. I mean, I can't even imagine the life that these guys have led. So to be able to be 80 years old and have survived the heyday of the 70s, and still gone out performing pretty much every year and making millions and millions of dollars. In like 2015 or 16, they did 14 shows and they made like $120 million just off of those 14 shows. So yeah, fuck it. I mean, if that's what you can do and get away with it, God bless you. So yeah, okay. Married for 57 years. Wow, see, so that's true love. So that's somebody who married him without even knowing that he'd be successful, albeit, all right, don't fight me on this, but he's just an okay drummer. I mean, what are we talking about here? He's just okay. He's no John Bonham, let's be honest. He's just, he got very lucky, really. He has the personality of fucking squid. I don't know. Did he write any of their songs? I don't know. I don't know enough. You know, all I know, my only good Rolling Stone story, because I've never met them. I just know that they're all super tiny. They're like not super tiny, but they're my height. So they're like 5'8". All of them are around like the same kind of height. And remember when you used to have to go and wait online for tickets. So me and my friends went for tickets to see the Rolling Stones at Shea Stadium and used to actually wait online at Ticketmaster. So we were like, okay, where can we go where like the lines will be the smallest? And we chose like some shithole in the middle of like, I think like Astoria, Queens or something. And so we're waiting online and there's probably like 4 people ahead of us. And yeah, I think I had just started working, maybe. And I had no money. Of course I had credit cards, which I completely maxed out, but I had no money. And we are now like 3rd in line and the sign comes up saying sold out. And it's like, you motherfuckers. And this is when the scams were like rampant. It's like all of a sudden it's sold out, same as today. And then you'll go online and there's like 500 tickets available. um So we're like, fuck, I can't believe we missed out on seeing the Stones. And so sure enough, we're there just like lingering around, trying to figure out what train to take home. And all of a sudden, the thing comes back up saying they added a second show. So I immediately bought 10 tickets. And I'll never forget, they were like $75 each. They were on the floor level of Shea Stadium, like on the grounds, whatever. Right. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy as many tickets as I'm allowed to. And I bought 10 tickets and I sold every single one of them for like $300 or $400. I made a huge fucking profit and never got to see them. So whatever. If I was to do it all over again, which just laying on my legs. If I had to do it all over again, I would have gone to see them and maybe sold 8 tickets, but such is life. I worked for a scalper as a kid. Got a lot of free tickets for just waiting in line. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I mean, that's all we did. Or, you'd have your rotary dial phone and try to like call. It was impossible to get tickets for anything. And then you'd even try to call like, the radio stations like PLJ or something to get them, but you couldn't do that either. All right, I'm going to find my readers now because I can't see. Hi. Okay. Damone's Notebook. That's great fucking reference there. Just so you know. Play with your hair. Okay, that's a little creepy. So what else I want to talk about? Oh, Artie on the podcast. So let's talk about that for a really quick second. So Artie went on some guy named Jimmy Palumbo's podcast. Hold on, I actually have notes and printed paper because I knew I'd be out here and I wouldn't be able to reference it. So Artie went on a podcast, which I find kind of amazing that he did that today. I'm going to tell you the quick summary of it because I didn't listen to it either, but fuck it. Somebody else did the work for us. So let's take a look-see at this. I know. I feel like an old lady that has to look at things with like my reading glasses. Yes, I know Jimmy Palumbo was in Beer League. Thank you for that. It was this morning. It is posted on our website. Two Masters, as a matter of fact, is the one who posted it for us. So thank you so much for that. Okay. The audio is so bad on the podcast that it's barely listenable. This isn't a summary of the whole podcast, just anything worthwhile. Most of it is Jimmy talking and going down memory lane. Okay, so here's the highlights. 1, Artie doesn't really watch sports anymore other than the Yankees. Artie quit gambling and realized he wasn't really that big of a sports fan as he thought he was. So I guess that is going to go into like the whole addiction spiral that he's in. So that's probably part of that, and that's why he can't do it anymore. Artie says he jumped back into work the moment he thought he was doing better, but it would only send him back into drugs. Yeah, of course it would. I think I have told you the story about when he did get out of drug jail last time, and he went and did a show down at the Comedy Cellar in the city, and ran into somebody that I know, and he was literally out like a day. Thank you, Jack and Rod. Thank you so much. And he told this person, he said, here, let me give you this money. Go meet this guy down on 14th Street and 8th Avenue for me. Do me a favor. Literally the day he came out of drug jail. So, he was doing drugs. Mo is naturally buoyant. Thank you. All right, I'm going to move on. He's been sober for 2.5 years. I think that's a little bit of a fudge on the actual truth, but okay. I can't remember. Tim Master, do you remember when we did the show with him? Do you recall when that was? Because the day he did the show with John and I, the day after he did the show with John and I was the day that he got busted doing cocaine. So he was on Blow when he was talking to us, and he got busted with it the next day. So whenever that was, not really sure it was 2.5 years ago, but okay. Artie is on, quote, this thing called drug court. Yeah, like we just said. It's a type of probation on steroids. They're really in your life, but it's working for me. It helps me stay away from the drugs. Okay. He says The last time around, he jumped back into work and was, quote, going too fast. I said, I got to cut this out for now and make sure the most important thing in my life is sobriety. I feel like they made him do that, right? Like that was, um, yeah, I think he had to. I think drug court means that you have to do this, not that you want to do this. Artie talked about his agent during the Stern show named Peter. Note, Peter was mentioned frequently on the show. Peter couldn't deal with Artie anymore, and they decided to go their separate ways. He's had a handful of agents since. Yes, as a matter of fact, the last phone number I had for Artie was I texted him, like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks after he did our show. I said, hey, is everything okay? And he said, oh, this is his agent, blah, blah, blah. And Artie's going to be away for a while, and we're going to be doing like a promotion where we're going to be selling t-shirts because he needs to be able to pay for his mom. So don't know what the story was there. Whatever. I thought this was interesting. Artie has been diagnosed with diabetes. He said it looked like he's okay now, and his blood sugar has been normal for a year. Um, yeah, you know what? He's got so many comorbidities, I can't even imagine. Artie hasn't spoken to Howard or Robin in years. He blames himself. Howard said if he ever needed to go to rehab, his job would be waiting for him. Artie makes it sound like it just got too out of control, and at the end, they had no choice by then. If you heard my interview with Tim Sabian, you all know that Tim is the one who actually had to fire him because he wasn't going into like a sober house or into rehab. And also, P.S., he tried to kill himself. So whatever. Sin Luhu, I cannot start from the beginning because you know what happened. My mic apparently wasn't on, and I spoke for a solid 15 minutes, and nobody heard a single fucking word I said. So that's it. There's no going back on this show, and it's only like an hour show, so I can't go back. Okay, hold on. Now I lost my place. Sorry. They laughed at the rumors of Artie living in Florida. Artie never went to Florida. Artie talks about receiving a text from former Howard TV member Richie Wilson, who now lives and owns a restaurant down there. Richie heard he was in the area and asked him to stop by the restaurant. So, of course, immediately when I saw that this morning, I texted Richie. I was like, Richie, hey, Artie mentioned you today. He's like, oh, fuck, what did I do now? I said, no, nothing bad. Just that basically you thought that he was in Florida. And if he was, to stop by the restaurant, and he just died fucking laughing. He's like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Artie's sister and mother are doing great because we care. He still lives in Hoboken, and apparently, I guess as they were wrapping up, he said the first thing you'll probably see from him is a continuation of his podcast. So, I guess that's where he'll be. I guess that's where he'll be going when he finishes drug jail, because and you all know Artie, and you know what an attention whore he is, and you know that there's probably not a shot in hell that he would not be out and about if he could be. So he can't. Okay, that really made me laugh, Jack and Rod. A boob shot would go a long way to make up for the mic fiasco. Okay, that was really, really funny. Did he sound healthy? Gungadin is asking. I don't know. Tim Master, did you listen to it? I did not listen to it. It kind of upsets me to hear him on podcasts because he usually kind of sounds like shit. So not really sure. Yes, you're exactly right. Just in case he can do a podcast from home. So it's very curious to me. Certainly, if he's sitting around doing absolutely nothing. See, that's why I think he's in like a jail type situation, because he wouldn't be allowed to have the internet and stuff like that. Obviously, he couldn't have the materials by which to do a podcast with, right? So I don't know. It's very curious to me. Lex, okay, next live, Monique has to drive the boat. Yeah, I'm really not a good driver of my own boat. Not gonna lie. It's a floating fucking living room, so you would think I could do it okay, but yeah, I can't. Stop it, Joe. No. So, okay, next on my list, Beth. Can we talk about Beth for a hot second? Can we talk about Beth's new kitten t-shirt? Can we talk about the spinach in her teeth? I just find it to be like the most amazing thing in the whole of the world. So I actually printed it out because I didn't know that I could um, connect on the thingamajiggy here. So okay, so here let me do one at a time here. So I went onto my I went into my Photoshop machine and I blew up Beth's spinach in her teeth. And it literally looks like just like a square on her teeth. And I'm a little confused about how you can go out with that on your teeth. Like, how stuck must spinach be on a dry, horse like tooth in order to stick like that? And how is it that if she did eat, miss take 50 fucking Beth's day, did not brush before her walk? And I think to quote her, she said, after dinner walk, when your husband doesn't tell you there's a piece of lettuce on your front tooth. So attention whore that she is, like, oh my God. Everybody was like, oh, but it's because all he sees is the beauty in you and not the fact that you have a fucking piece of, like, perfectly square, I might add, spinach on your fucking teeth. So, oh, that's right. She does not poop and she usually only eats candy. So yeah, it was just like kind of a weird thing. Okay, and so then she has on this shirt, which is her new thing that she's promoting. So I'm hoping my visual displays are okay for you guys, but you get the point. So this is her new kitten t-shirt. And I don't follow her and I don't follow the antics of Beth. So I have absolutely no idea what the fuck this cat's name is, who painted it. I just feel like the cat has two different color eyes and may or may not be blind. So you guys can let me know better. Um, but what I do know is that she's selling this now for like $35, something like that. And it only comes in large and extra large. And it's because what she decided, and she tried to explain this the last time she did a fucking cat shirt, was that the specific type that she chose was so soft and so delicious and so wonderful and so cuddly that that's the one she wanted to go with. But unfortunately, since it ran kind of small, she was only going to offer it in the larger sizes. So like a large and extra large literally means a small and medium. And everybody on her Instagram thing, because you know exactly what these people look like. They were like, oh my God, even the extra large will not fit me. My boobs are too big. I can't fit into it. It's a shame. I would love to buy it, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, fuck you. This is the t-shirt I want. Take a fucking tote. So that's what she was doing. Yeah, somebody, I'm sorry, I might have missed it in the thread here, and I don't think I can go back and forth on comments in here. But if you can tell me if that cat is like blind or whatever its fucking problem is, I would like to know that. So just let me know when you get a chance, please. Beth couldn't care less about the cats. This cat, okay, wait, hold on. Sparrow, blind and deaf, not painted by Howard. Yes. Okay, got that. Got it. Oh my God, Sinluhu, that would be the funniest thing ever. But in reality, I could probably like knock this off and put it on our t-shirt site, and it would only be like $13. Just so you know. Okay, let's move on from Beefus. What I was telling you guys earlier that you didn't hear is that Xavier and I are going to be doing a series of like probably like 6 creepy podcasts. So we're going to do not your usual serial killer kind of stuff, but just like really cool kind of outside of the norm kind of killers and creepy videos and last photos and stuff like that. So, Mo, how about a Mr. Whiskers t-shirt? We do have a Mr. Whiskers t-shirt, silly. Yeah, so we're going to be doing, okay, my dog is licking my toes. Richard, come up here. Come say hi. Come on, up. Come on. You want to see him? Hold on. Oh, there's my boy. Hello, delicious. Hi. 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 Oh, he loves this. Pinky in the ear is my most favorite thing to do for him. He's so cute. Okay. In any case, uh, so what else did I have to talk about? I think that's kind of it. I didn't really have anything else kind of planned on my stuff. I want to talk about Dr. Ronnie, Charlie Watts, already on the podcast, new shitty t-shirt, piece of lettuce on tooth. Oh, okay. I will tell you one thing. Um, of course you can drive the boat, silly. I did do like some house remixes of Emily Stern music, and and I was on the phone with Xavier before I came on with you guys, and I let him hear it. He's like, "Nah, I would pass on that. It's really not funny." I'm like, "Oh my god, fuck you! Like, I can't believe you would say that to me." He's like, "Yeah, no. I mean, they're cute and all, but it's really just not funny. And who fucking cares about Emily Stern?" I literally did like an album's worth of like dubstep, house music, drum bass beats and shit like that, all to like her weirdo, culty, Judaic fucking music. I thought it was cool. I don't know, not gonna lie. Um, a creep show. Maybe I can get my wife to finally watch. She hates old Wigatron. Yeah, I'm gonna do a mixtape. Absolutely, I think we should. Where's the damn Mr. Sin? Seriously, I love you, but you're quite possibly the only person who would listen to that. There is not a single human being who likes Mr. Whiskers. Not gonna lie, nobody, just nobody. Mm. Okay, I'm just looking through comments. You ate love? Haha. I don't know what that means. Virtual toast. Who is Jack and Rod? Who are you? I must know you. It's disturbing me a little bit that you may know me a little too well. Um, oh my God. I know who's listening to this now because I got a phone call while it was on, not realizing that my sound wasn't going. God damn you. I hate you. You know who you are. I'm not going to say any names. LS. No names. Um, yes. Oh my God. Yes. Okay. Scores Guncast. I know. And I will tell you, and I have to be honest with you, unless somebody else is doing the research work, it's super, super hard for me to do everything by myself. And so I have a little difficulty with it. And I have a little difficulty kind of putting shit together. Not gonna lie. I'm inherently lazy, and um and Mr. Jude Tenuta helped tremendously with putting together questions for it and the book and all that stuff. We did a Dano Plato show, Leo. Um, and so, yeah, I'm kind of ready to do it because I told you guys I'm going to do it with Grillo and Chauncey. I just have to put it together. I just need a couple of clips or something, maybe. I don't know. I just haven't gotten around to it. Not gonna lie, because you know me, you know I'm a little lazy and I just don't like doing those things that much. No, I'm not dyslexic. I'm a little bit ADD. That's all. I get started on one thing and then I go to something else, and yeah, so totally really mobbed up. So there's so much, just so much to talk about with the scores thing, and Grillo will tell you that he's the one who introduced the scores people to the Stern show. And, you know, Stern, being the schnurr that he is going to take everything he can from people that are giving it to him for free. So they spent tens of thousands of dollars on him every single week. Yes, Lonnie is still alive. I went there one time. Wait, somebody wrote something that I just kind of loved right now. Hold on a second. Uh, oh, you know what? The Dana Plato show isn't up, is it? You know what? I'll work on that. I can put that back up now. Uh, Scores Guncast has to include Savannah Sampson. I would love to get in touch with her. I would definitely do a show that she's involved in. Um, and I have some really great gossip having to do with Howard from the Scores days. So maybe Mr. Whiskers can give that out to us. Um, as Chris says, my ex-wife flew to New York City to dance at Scores in the 90s, not bragging or whining. It just was. Wow, interesting. You know, the funny thing is, one time I was out with, oh, of course, Gary. Let me find Savannah's number. You ask her. You ask her, Gary. You text her and you ask her. Um, I went with Grillo once to not Scores, whatever the new Scores is. I can't remember what it's called. It's on 34th Street. And he said, just come with me there. You know, you've never met Lonnie. You'd probably like to meet him. And Lonnie looks like Lonnie's kind of like a heavy set, tiptoe through the tulips kind of looking guy. Like he's really, Tiny Tim. He's really kind of weird looking, and he kind of sits there, and he's got a body type like wet mozzarella, let's say. And all the girls that are there now, S. Chris, who wrote in, all the girls that are there now at strip clubs in New York are very kind of like, let's go with ghetto fabulous. Like, that's what strip clubs have turned into. They all look like the streets of Miami on a summer night. And it's not kind of the same anymore. Yes, a rotund Tiny Tim. Thank you for that. Yes, he's greasy. Um, but yeah, I think those strip clubs are a little bit different. I think it totally has Harvey Weinstein energy. Total fuckingly. That is exactly right. That is a perfect analogy. Oh, Linda, you're really at the tail end of this show. Yes, Nicki Minaj wannabes. That's exactly what it's like. And everybody has like that big fucking Kardashian ass, and they're just a little bit on the, and they're very hoary, and kind of gross. So what they would do, so I'm just sitting there with Grillo, minding my own business, and not that I'm approved by any stretch of anyone's fucking imagination. I just hate strip clubs. I hate the very essence of why they exist. I truly do. And so Lonnie's sitting there with like his best friend, who I guess comes with him to the club every night or whatever. And these fucking girls, like all like two at a time, like are sitting on both of their laps and stroking their chest and grinding on their fucking crotches, make it rain. And yeah, and it was kind of disgusting to me. Like I felt like it was kind of vile. And they're sitting there, and anybody who's been to a strip club knows what I'm going to say here. They sit there with this look on their faces, that is like in a perpetual state of drunken, orgasmic look. Um, I will say that people do not get it. It's just not cool. Okay, I'll be more honest. When my ex came back home, she cried to me at the airport. I didn't ask her anything. Okay, I don't want to get into the details of this because that's like your story to tell. Um, but yeah, I thought it was kind of like a little bit vile and a little bit on the gross side. And since they had moved from 59th Street, they were right outside of the 59th Street Bridge in a beautiful section. So they were like the downstairs, and there was a gym on the second and third floors, which was all glass. So when you were ever coming over the 59th Street Bridge, anybody who lives nearby, um, knows that you could like see everybody working out like on the second and third floors of this building that Scores was in. And downstairs were these girls. So a lot of times these girls would actually go and work out upstairs, do an all night bender, and come back downstairs and start their night again. So yeah, like the whole place was rife with mob money and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that a Howard would love not knowing this. Pretty sure that like a Ronnie and a Grillo would know this, but not that they would have Howard be involved in knowing any of that kind of information. That's at least that's what I think. I don't really know enough. But I think that Rick's Cabaret in Chicago is across from Whole Foods. Yeah, see, it's like that. So they lost their lease there. There was a lot of payola. There's a lot of shit going on. I do know a couple of little tidbits that I do really love is the fact that anytime Howard went there, he always wore sweatpants, and he always had a change of clothes because 10 out of 10 times he would reach climax and he would have to change his clothes before he could go home. Um, okay, Gary, I get that you DM me, so thank you. And I'll see if I can reach out. I'm not sure how creepy it is for some random to just be texting her. So whatever. We'll figure it out. I know, Linda. I know. It's kind of gross. It is. No, but I think it's better than knee jobs. I know from a firsthand account somebody who saw him actually being serviced in the VIP section, which is like upstairs behind closed doors and whatever. So hopefully we can talk about that on the show. Yeah, maybe only slobs wear sweatpants, and I agree with you 1,000%. I do not like a man who walks out of the house in sweatpants. But um, but when you're going to a strip club and it's noon, I think it's perfectly acceptable if you know exactly where it's going, right? Um, okay, she fucked Rocco Stafretti. I don't know who that is, so I don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, no, I do have some tea. I can't wait to do the show. It's just I just haven't gotten around to it because, like I said, I'm inherently lazy. I'm not really sure who he bought the car for, but I do believe that that story is absolutely true. Do we remember if he sued the New York Post because of that story? No, I think that he talked a good game about it and he said he was going to do something about it, but I don't think anything ever happened. Yes, who just caught that? Doodle. Okay, so yes, so this actually is I have a better one that's like all diamonds that my parents gave me when I turned 18, but a boyfriend bought that for me when I was like, I don't know, 14 or something like that, or like 13. Some boy bought it for me and it was like my most favorite thing in the world and I've had it all these years, and as a matter of fact, because I had the stupid fucking ear infection, I had to take off the earrings I usually wear, so I was going through my jewelry box and I was like, ah, so cute, let me put that on for today. And you know me, because I am lazy, I'll probably keep it on for like the next 2 fucking months. Yes, he definitely went commando underneath those fucking disgusting sweatpants. Absolutely. I can't wait to talk about this with the guys because they know all of this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they have to say about it. Um, yeah, Linda. Yeah, it was like the cool thing to get. You know that. And I'll never forget. I don't know where Monsoon is. I'll never forget when my parents gave me like the diamond one, which I also have. Maybe I'll wear it next time. Um, I hated the way they did the M because I'm such a dick because what I really wanted was the way I signed my name. Like I wanted somebody to be able to copy that and then do the diamonds. And the M was kind of shitty. Mo has been involved in the stripping industry for a long time. A lot of people probably don't even know. I've never been involved in anything that has to do with any of that stuff. You silly Billy. Um, when we were dating, now my husband bought me the tiniest diamond still I know. See, so cute when you get things like that. I know. You know, my husband never wanted to marry me when back in the day. And so my favorite gay people in the whole wide world said to me, girl, if he's not going to marry you and you're not going to have any children, you may as well suck him dry for as many diamonds and as much like good stuff as you possibly can. And that's what I did for like forever. What do you want for your birthday? Diamonds. What do you want for Christmas? Diamonds. So yeah, that's how I fucking ruled because fuck it. And um now that I finally did a will, what I did is I took all of my jewelry, including this one. I couldn't even okay, see this? I wear this daily. Couldn't even tell you what I got it for. I have no idea. Um, and so what I did is in my will, I did like a whole Excel sheet and I took pictures of everything I own and I just gave it to people that I love, friends and, daughters of friends and stuff like that. Of course, Libra's fucking rule. Todd knows the fucking deal. Diamonds and wine, good combo. You were exactly fucking right, Scarlet Red. Um, so yeah, okay. What am I leaving Arm in the will? I don't know what I'm leaving Arm in the will. Can we get a proof of life on your husband? No, sadly, you cannot. No, no. Here I am sitting out in, the beautiful wilds of fucking not New York, just living my best life. That's all I got. Um, if I knew any of your real last names, maybe I would put you in my will. At very least, a pocketbook or something. All right, Gary, don't be a fucking creep. Seriously, nobody really cares. Um, Doodle said, I'm getting my mom's engagement ring, a platinum emerald ring. That's beautiful. That's like an awesome thing to have. You know what? It's so much better to get jewelry from a relative or a parent than it is to get like that horrifically ugly piece of furniture that has been in the family since like the early 1900s, and it's like early American and fucking ridiculously heinous, but you can't throw it away because you feel so bad about about it being in the family for such a long time, yet it works with absolutely nothing else in your house. And there's probably nothing worse than that. So thank God my mother's Puerto Rican, probably the family moved, one step ahead of the law for the entirety of her childhood and had nothing to leave me. And, my father was that like basic Italian who lived in a fucking, railroad flat apartment. So I have none of that shit. So you're saying there will be a more detailed show coming soon about yeah, we're doing a whole score show. It's all kind of planned. I just have to get the date. I wanted to kind of do it live, but Chauncey lives in Ireland, and so his hours are a little bit different than mine. So I'm thinking I just may record it and then we'll put it on. I don't know. Arm gets the collection of diamond nipple rings. Yeah, no he doesn't, sorry. um Arm gets those mirror coasters that look like oh my God, Sid, how do you remember that? That's like the funniest thing ever. I can't tell you how many people come to my house and are like, what's that? What's going on there? Thinking that there's something to partake in, but alas, no, sorry, nothing. All right, so I have nothing else to report. I'm Yeah, so the story about him being in Ireland is actually a great story all on its own. John told it, Arm told it on the podcast one day. Um, that the mother of his daughter actually follows John on Twitter, and Chauncey happened to be looking at John's followers and saw that this woman who's his baby's mother was following John. And then he reached out to John and said, do you know who this person is? And, John doesn't know any of his followers. He's like, no, I have no idea. And so, no, Chauncey did not get deported. So he tracked her down, and because she had left with his child. And so now he lives out there. Yes, I will definitely do the chat live if I record, but it depends. I mean, if we can do it, I'll do it like on a weekend where we can do it maybe a little bit earlier than our norm. We won't do like an 8 o'clock. We'll just do whatever, and we'll figure it out. Okay, so that's it for tonight. That's all I got. So thanks for hanging with me for the last hour. Thank you, you people who did like super chats and shit. I wasn't expecting that today. Not gonna lie. I don't know where Fantasy League is. Who's in charge of that? I have no idea who does that. Is that John? Is that Arm? I'll send him a text. I'll see what the story is with that. I have no idea. I don't follow that shit at all. You know that. It's way too much work for me. And that's it. So yeah. I have a ending for this show that I can play for you that we worked on. So wait, hang on. I'm going to see if I can do this. Just stay with me 2 seconds, my friends. And let's see if I have it here. If I don't, I'll be really upset. Okay, let's look. Just bear with me. I'm not going to lose you. Just kind of hang on a second. Oh, here it is. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me tonight. And yeah, we'll do it again next week or something. I look like shit. My hair and fucking pigtails. Okay, so here's the finale. Thank you for being here, and you guys have a great night. So here we go. Check it out.
Thanks for hanging with us tonight. Please join us for any discussion at radiogunk.com in the forum section. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Radio Gunk. And don't forget to like this and subscribe to us and hit that little bell so that you know when we're going to have a new show. Thanks.